How's it going, guys? How to Nation here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to change your resolution and play Fortnite stretched. So it's a pretty easy and simple thing to do. All you would do is go into the search bar and type in run, or just Windows and R button on your keyboard. And then once you open it up, type in %, app data %, and click OK. And then on the top, click app data, and then from app data you can go to local, click on that, and then just find your Fortnite game, click on it, and then go to the saved folder, click on that, and then config, and then from config you would go to a window client folder, and then just find game user settings. And then once you get into this, you'll just scroll down a bit until you find something about game resolution, like me. You can see it says resolution size X. You would find that normally 1920 by 1080 if you haven't messed with it yet. So what you're going to want to do is switch it to 1440 by 1080 or 1080 by 1080. In my opinion, I find 1440 a lot better than 1080 by 1080. And then on the bottom one, you're going to want to change that one as well, where it says last user confirmed resolution. Switch it from 1920 to 1440 or whichever, just match it with the one you put on top. So in case you're wondering which resolution to choose, I will have some examples of each resolution, and I'll talk it over, showing you guys the pros and cons. But honestly, the first one is going to be the 1080 by 1080. This is like the most stretched out one. I've seen a lot of pros use it. It's like really stretched out. It's like a really sweaty resolution, I guess. But as you guys can see, it's like really stretched out. Like honestly, it does help with aiming and actually hitting people. But for me, it's a bit too stretched out. It feels, I don't know, it doesn't feel normal. But then the 1440 by 1080 is a nice mid ground between the normal and, the super exaggerated 1080 by 1080. It gives you a nice little stretch, but it doesn't give you a complete distorted stretch like the 1080 by 1080 one does. And then obviously here it is normally 1920 by 1080. I mean, the only thing I see, I would stick with the 1920 by 1080 just because the game looks a lot better like that. But if you want to have a little bit of an edge on people, just a tiny bit of an edge, and help yourself with accuracy, I would probably go stretched. But anyway, once you have chosen your resolution you want, just click file save on the notepad. Right click on the notepad you were just on, which is the game user settings, go to properties, and then check mark read only, click apply, and then you can click OK and exit out of that, and you're basically done with the first part of making your gameplay stretch. So the next thing would be making your graphics actually stretched as well. So if you have an NVIDIA card such as the GTX 10 series, 9 series, 20 series, you're going to want to go to NVIDIA control panel and change your resolution like that. Don't worry if you don't have an NVIDIA card. I will be showing you guys how to change it if you don't have an NVIDIA card. But for now, we're going to be doing the NVIDIA way, I guess. So first, go to adjust desktop size and position. Make sure to bubble in the full screen option, the GPU option, and checkmark override the scaling mode set by games and programs. So once you're done with that, go to change resolution. You shouldn't see the resolution, so you're gonna have to make your own. Go to customize resolution, then create custom resolution, and then switch the horizontal pixels to whichever one you chose, either being the 1440 or the 1080 by 1080. But as you guys know, we chose the 1440 one. So for the refresh rate, you would just choose your refresh rate for your monitor. Depending if you have a gaming monitor, it would usually be 144 hertz. But for the purpose of the video, I'm gonna keep it at 60 hertz just because the majority of you guys have a 60 hertz monitor, maybe, I'm guessing. So just for the purpose of the video, we're gonna keep it at 60 hertz. Click test, and then it should work. Click yes, and then it should be saved right there. But for the purpose of the video, I'm gonna uncheck it just because I already have it saved. But once you click OK, you should see it pop up on your saved custom now. As you can see, I have both saved already. But you would just click the one you chose. I'm going to choose the 1440 by 1080. Go to the bottom right, click apply, and then click yes. And as you guys can see, the screen looks a bit more stretched out. The icons look a bit more bigger. And then if you want to go back to normal, you would just click 1920 by 1080. And you can see that you're back to normal. So if you guys do not have a NVIDIA card, you go to personalized display. and then just go to the resolution you chose. You can see 1440 is right there, and then 1080 is right there. So I'm just going to choose the 1440 by 1080, and then it'll pop up that. Click keep changes, and as you guys can see, it gives the same effect as the NVIDIA way. So, you know, if you don't have an NVIDIA card, don't worry, you can still do it. So for some reason, my software put a black bar right there, even though it is stretched. I'm not sure why I did that, but you know, that's what it did. So now we're going to launch up Fortnite just so you guys can see how it looks. And if you guys notice that the game is a lot stretched and like everything looks really, really big, that's just how it's going to be. That's what you're going to have to live with if you're going to want to play stretch. But like I said, you could always go back. Let's say you're not going to be playing anymore. You could always go back and switch it to 1920 by 1080 whenever you're not gaming, and then it should go back to normal and your screen should be like a normal size, you know, or normal. It should basically just go back to normal, you know. So, you know, as you guys can see, Fortnite does look overall a lot bigger and stretched. Honestly, the best resolution in my opinion is the medium one, which is the 1440 by 1080. You guys can try out both of them, whichever one you guys want. You guys can choose, obviously, but you know, just test them out, see which one you like. But anyway, hope this video helped you guys out. Like, comment, subscribe down below for more awesome content from me, How To Nation. And until next time, How To Nation out.